Hello there. My name is Moy with my co-host Corey. We are the Real Guys, and this is the Real Show with two ears. Today, it's a fan favorite and a show favorite. It is the Star Wars background characters. We're still in the Star Wars themed month of May, and this is our yearly segment, isn't it, Corey?
This is correct.
And with me, as always, is my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
And this is something we do every year. You can always listen to this on our Apple, Spotify, Amazon podcast. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can listen to us. We're there, any audio platform. Now, Corey, why do we do this every single year?
We do it every single year because Star Wars have a plethora of background characters that just appear for about 2 seconds, but you can look them up. They'll have a name. They'll have a story. There's loads of them.
And we like to highlight them. And so far, we've had. I don't want to say this is a record. I don't want to put a hex on this perhaps.
Yeah.
But so far, we've had individual characters separately every year without fail.
We have not both had the same person on our list.
And yet, well, let's touch wood. I hope that doesn't happen today. We've got a top 5 each, and we've got an honourable mention.
Correct.
Would you like me to go first?
Go for it.
I'm going to take you to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Right, it's a favourite episode of many people, and also to the Coruscant, to the Uskru district, the Uskru Entertainment District, and the Outlander Club. There you might find Ad Nama.
Ad Nama.
Ad Nama. She doesn't do much. She just stands there with a space drink and talks to another person as Jedi Knights Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker stroll by looking for Zam Wessel in the club, right?
Great.
And that's Ad Nama.
Ad Nama.
Yes, the reason why she's special is because she's played by Amanda Lucas, who's the daughter of director George Lucas.
Right.
You know, the creator of Star Wars.
Correct.
And Amanda Lucas actually has a history of playing characters. She's also known for the character Tertanil, which I was going to actually include, but
Right.
I don't know, maybe next time. But this is Ad Nama, which is just her name, Amanda, spelt differently.
Very good.
Which is called Tuckerization. And that's a theme where you just change the letters about, and you have a different name. And even in her Legends account, she has no reasonable backstory at all. And that's Ad Nama.
That's Ad Nama.
Go on, Corey, give me your number 5.
I was going to say, so is that your number mention or is that your number 5?
That's number 5. We're going to do honourable mention before the number 1.
Okay.
We're doing Brian Zane rules here.
Right. Well then, I will start fairly simply and go with someone that is probably quite well. Not he is major to the story, but people don't know who he is. I'm going for a trooper. I'm
Right.
going for one of the more famous troopers, not the one that bangs his head.
Okay.
Not that one. I'm going for TK421.
Ah, TK421, do you copy?
Which is obviously the trooper that, along with TK422, that
Yes.
gets ambushed. So Luke and Han can wear the armor. Now, obviously quite a background character to begin with. It's just a right, normal trooper going about his day.
Yes.
While doing research for this episode, I'm assuming it's Legends.
No, I think what you're referencing, Corey, is because I'm a psychic. You're referencing the there's from a certain point of view story, aren't you?
Story where like he accidentally sends a hologram with his helmet off.
Yes, and Tarkin sees it,
Yes.
and Tarkin likes what he sees.
Correct.
And then Tarkin invites him to his office and talks about a rug or something like that. I have read it.
Yeah.
Because there's a mouse droid involved, and there's like a mouse droid that follows him around. And he talks about like his rug or his sofa or something like that, his couch or his chair, and there's something about furniture.
Yep.
And Tarkin is involved with this stormtrooper.
Yep.
This random stormtrooper, and the random stormtrooper has to act like he's from the Outer Rim, or has to put on an accent to kind of impress Tarkin in a way.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, TK421, he's named, but I learned that and I was like, I've got to include this guy.
Yeah. Which is great. Because there's the reason that so many characters get expanded stories is from the certain point of view books, which really give you a closer look into these background characters. Even the sort of supporting characters, like some of the bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back, get their own stories. And this is from the A New Hope, a certain point of view book.
Yep.
Any more you can tell me about TK421?
That's about it. Apparently he has a nice face.
And there's a Lenny Kravitz song about him.
There is. I looked that up. I typed it in and Lenny Kravitz came up. I was like, okay.
Did you listen to it?
I have not listened to it. Is it good?
Oh, it's a good song. You should listen to it. You should listen to it. It's a good song.
Oh, I'll listen to it after the episode.
Now, for my next pick,
Yep, you're number 4.
this is kind of related to my last one. This is a Legends only character. He's not in canon.
Okay, okay.
This is kind of connected to my last one of Adnama. This is Son Halikinovic.
Okay, not where I thought you were going.
Right, okay. This is Son Halikinovic. And if you want to know how to spell that, it's Halliikeenovich.
Great.
And he's from House Halikinovic. And he's a very happy man. He's got a big picture. He's got a big smile on his face. He's wearing a black hat that looks slightly phallic. And he's got a big coat on and a big belt buckle. And he attended the production of Squid Lake at the Galaxy's Opera House in 19 BBY in Revenge of the Sith. And he was standing next to Tal Tertanil, and I believe he married her or something like that.
Yeah, that is a interesting hat.
Yes, and this is another Tuckerization. This is a Tuckerization of Jason Hallikanen, who is the husband of Amanda Lucas.
Okay.
So that's why they're connected.
Okay, so there's a connection between them two. Not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, okay.
Is your number 3 also connected to these two by any chance?
No, not.
Okay. Okay.
No, my third isn't connected. But I noticed this guy was sort of connected to Amanda Lucas's played characters, so I thought I'll include him as well. And he's very background, to the point where he's not even in canon. He's just a Legends character. Even though he appears to be Revenge of the Sith, so he probably should be in a canon article in some state, but I know he's not been named in canon, I guess.
Okay.
But this is a Son Halikinovic. He's from the planet Dramacia, so at least he has a planet. He's from the planet Dramacia in the Juvex sector. You ever been there?
I haven't been there. Not personally, no.
No, not personally to the Juvex sector. Okay, Corey, what's your number 4?
Okay, well, since we're going there, I will go with someone that is also connected to both of them two.
Okay.
He appears...
Is it Zet Jukasa?
Is it who?
Is it Zet Jukasa?
No, it's not.
Okay,
He
never
appears in
mind.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, okay.
Also appears in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking about Baron,
Yes.
not Lewinsky Papanoida.
Oh, Baron Papanoida. Okay. I see why he's connected to these two characters.
By George Lucas.
George Lucas, yes, he's George Lucas's cameo character. He's blue, he's a Pantoran.
He's blue, yep.
He's the chairman of Pantora.
Yep.
We love Baron Papanoida here.
Which is where I thought you were going when you were saying
No.
number 4 was connected.
No. Why? Because I've chosen George Lucas's daughter, and then the husband of George Lucas's daughter.
Yep.
I like Papa. Tell us a bit about Papanoida.
Well, let's go on Wikipedia, which is where everyone gets all their information from about Baron Papanoida.
Oh yes, the Baron Papanoida hotspot.
He's a Pantoran male from the moon Pantora. He fathered several children, including Eon.
Yep.
Who I know all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
He's in a Clone Wars episode, I think. There is a Clone Wars episode about Baron Papanoida.
Episode, yes.
Yes.
He was a wealthy and well-connected media mogul. Popular with the people of Pantora. He had little difficulty cementing himself as a popular choice to take the position of chairman. By the end of the Clone Wars, Papanoida and his daughter Shi Ikwe were present at the Coruscant Opera House following the Battle of Coruscant. Two stood outside Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine's seating box. Yeah, we look at that though. He's 1.77 meters tall or 5 foot 10 inches. if you wanted to know that.
Yes. I wonder if that's George Lucas's height.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
He was also played by Corey Burton in the Clone Wars episode
Hmm.
Sphere of Influence.
Sphere of Influence, yes. A great episode, actually. A great episode. Now, my number 3,
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, home of big and great names, right?
Yep. Okay.
Um,
Please tell me I know where you're going with this.
Great names, amazing names, right?
Please
We've
tell
got
me I know
Kitak
where-
Kidkak,
Correct.
Firm Scissor Punch,
Scissor Punch. Yeah.
Son Halikinovich.
Yeah.
Amazing names. And
Amazing.
here we have Jenny.
Okay. I had this person on my list. I did not pick them.
Really?
Yep.
Who did you have? What you had on the your sort of reserve list, or
Like list before I narrowed it down.
right?
She was on there.
Okay, this is Jenny. Jenny from Mos Espa, and her name is Jenny. Her name's Jenny.
That sounds like a song that would be in the Star Wars Connect game.
What? Jenny from Mos Espa?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be a parody of?
Jenny from the Block.
Jenny. She worked in Chalmers Cantina in Mos Eisley, and she's very famous for a deleted scene of where she sat in the booth with Han Solo.
Yep.
And Han Solo's like got a girl because Han Solo's like he's a babe magnet or something,
Yes.
you know.
So that's the one reason why I didn't pick her is because she does appear in the film.
Yes, she
outside
does.
of a deleted scene, but doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
She's in the background. You don't really see her. Yeah.
Because there were a couple where it's like they're in deleted scenes. And I'm like, I could still include them, but I was like, I don't want to do.
I include her because she is technically in the film. She's just in the background, very far away.
Yeah, she's in the film. She does still appear.
But she's very famous for a deleted scene where she sat with Han Solo.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Han Solo's, he's like a scoundrel. He's like a handsome scoundrel. He's got this lady. Oh, you know, what's her deal? It's Jenny.
I thought you were going to go for potentially one of the greater names of all time, which is that one guy from Rogue One.
Who?
You know, Pow.
Oh yeah, Power with a long name. Yeah.
That one.
Moroff. Maybe he's talking about Moroff.
You know,
So-
again, he came up, and that is an incredibly long name.
Yeah. She was awaiting news about a smuggler called Taggart
Okay.
from the Complete Locations books when Jenny was in Mos Espa. And she saw the fight between Obi-Wan and Ponda Baba at the bar, and she was sat next to a Rhodian. So there you go.
There we
Who's
are.
not Greedo, I don't think.
No.
But there was I think she might have been Oh no, I think this was someone else. Because there's a story that the real reason that the Rhodian Greedo was mad about Han Solo was actually they were feuding over a woman or something like that.
Right.
That's the real reason why Greedo went to confront Han Solo, but also about the bounty hunter thing, about the money and whatever. But that was an underlying reason, I guess. But I don't think it was Jenny.
Fair enough.
And she was awaiting a cargo of glitter stim spice.
Lovely.
You ever had that before?
I haven't actually, no.
Oh, okay. And the Legends article is more of the same, really. About she was sat with Han Solo and all that, and she's in a Rhodian. And it actually tells you where to find her if you want to find Jenny. She's in the widescreen releases of A New Hope, and she's on the far left of the shot at 45 minutes 5 seconds of the special edition DVD.
Very good.
And in the novelization of the film, Han's companion is listed as a humanoid woman who has a wide, if inhuman, grin. And if you look at the picture of her, she's not smiling at all. So, take what you will from that.
Very good.
And her actress is also called Jenny.
Very good. Very original.
She's played by Jenny Cresswell. So, shout out to you, Jenny Cresswell, if you're still out there. Shout out to you. Okay, you'll go.
Right, I'm going to take us to A New Hope.
Okay, same as me.
Yep, I'm taking us to A New Hope. And I'm taking us to a scene in a trash compactor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's not many characters in this scene.
No, is it the Dianoga?
It's the Dianoga,
Okay.
which is only the Dianoga.
Yes, it's only the Dianoga. Because the other 4 characters in that scene are not
Yep.
background at all.
Who was a force-sensitive Dianoga,
Mm-hmm.
who had I believe, had a vision of, something blowing up, and then basically, saw like everyone in the trash compactor and tries to baptize or does baptize Luke because
Well, like he's a baby.
because it's like, oh, this is the hero that is like going to, in my vision, save everyone. So I'm gonna
Right.
just drag them into like the trash compactor liquid to baptize them, and then obviously.
So you're saying the reason why Luke Skywalker destroyed the Death Star was because he got dragged under the water by the Dianoga?
Only saw it and went, "This is the savior," so I'm going to baptize him because that's tradition for
Okay.
the Dianogars.
Yes.
Obviously, doesn't end well for Omi. It does not end well at all. But the vision that she saw happened. The Death Star did blow up, and yeah, randomly it just has a name. It's Omi the Dianoga, who is a Force-sensitive Dianoga who lived inside the garbage masher 3263827.
That's the place where you want to do all the fun stuff, and that's where you want to get baptized.
Yeah.
And I believe it's the first time we've had an animal character on this. Is that right?
Um.
Not an alien, but like a creature.
I guess so. Because my mind went to Kit Kat Kidak, but that is an alien in Star Wars, a creature.
Yes. That is an alien. I wouldn't say that's a creature. That's like a. Well, I suppose he is sentient because he knows he's a Dianoga.
Yeah.
In a way.
But only like other Dianoga was sentient carnivorous.
Okay.
Has multiple hearts, 7 sucker tentacles, and single eye stalk. She had purple skin that could change colour to match the surroundings, and a green eye, and O was 10 meters tall.
All right.
Yeah.
My next pick is on May the 4th. I thought I should probably watch a Star Wars film. I'd already seen Revenge of the Sith re-release, but it's May the 4th. I wanted to have a tradition, play some Battlefront 2, watch Star Wars Rebels, but I want to watch a Star Wars film, so I selected my favourite Star Wars film. It's the 45th anniversary, or the 40th anniversary, I think. I think it's the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
So I watched Empire Strikes Back. I thought I should pick a character from Empire Strikes Back. And there's not many women in Star Wars. Leia, Mon Mothma.
Correct.
In the original trilogy, I mean. Who you got from the prequels? You got Padme. You got the Queen of Naboo. You got Queen Nebri. You got Padme's parents. You got a bunch of people. But in Empire Strikes Back, there is a female character called Torrin Farr.
Okay.
And Torrin Farr, you might recognise her from the ion cannon scene on the Hoth base, on Echo Base, because she is the one that mans the controls for the ion cannon, right? That shoots down that Star Destroyer that helps the Rebel transports escape Hoth.
Mm-hmm.
And she's Torrin Farr. She's from Chandrila,
Okay.
which you will probably recognise.
Yep.
As the homeworld of Mon Mothma. She's from Chandrila, and Torrin and her sister Samok Farr joined the rebellion. And 3 years after the Battle of Yavin, she was stationed at Echo Base on the planet Hoth and was tasked with monitoring anomalies in Hoth's atmosphere. And after the Galactic Empire discovered their base, she coordinated the defense and evacuation of the planet from the control room as the first Alliance transport, the Quantum Storm, prepared to depart. Farr communicated with Ion Control and calculated the vector to fire to cover the transport. And then the Star Destroyer Tyrant was disabled and the Quantum Storm escaped. And that's the only scene she's in, I think. I think she might be in one of the sort of later scenes where they're evacuating the base, but I don't know about that.
Right.
And of course, if you're wondering if she made it out, she did. She escaped the Battle of Hoth and succeeded in evacuating in the last transport, the Bright Hope, which was the last transport to leave before Imperial forces swarmed the base.
Very nice.
So there we go. Torrin Farr. Shout out to you, Torrin Farr. And she appeared in the 1980s movie Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and she was played by, I think that name's Bridget Khan. Shout out to you, Bridget.
Very nice.
And if you're wondering where her story's from a certain point of view.
Great, of course it is.
It's from a certain point of view, Ion Control, the story Ion Control. And I actually have this book. I have the Empire Strikes Back version of a certain point of view. So.
Right. So I'm gonna take you. This person's Wikipedia, by the way, it's sizable, but it's not that long.
Right.
This is episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It's only 2 paragraphs.
Yes.
Right. Now, Star Wars, right? Home of some great places that you might want to go on holiday, potentially.
Right.
Right, okay. You might want to go on holiday, you might want to go see these places, or nice and scenic, and and want to go visit Tatooine or Hoth or anywhere else,
Hmm.
would you potentially like to go to Magaluf?
To Magaluf.
Yes.
Why do I want to go to
Well, you
Magaluf?
can't go to Magaluf because Magaluf doesn't exist in Star Wars.
Right, okay.
The character also called Magaluf,
Magaluf, alright, okay.
who is the one in the car that drives past Obi-Wan while he's dangling off the.
Yes, from Attack of the Clones.
Yes,
I know this guy, Magaluf.
his name's Magaluf,
His name's Magaluf.
like the place.
What can you tell me about Magaluf?
Literally, all I can tell you is he worked as a speeder thief on Coruscant. He was joyriding in a stolen speeder when he narrowly avoided colliding with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was hanging from the assassin droid ASN-121.
Do you want an extra fact about Magaluf?
He is 1.4 meters tall. He wears
Okay,
a red
well,
shirt and a white collar.
and I've met him.
Have you met Magaluf?
I have, yes.
I'm assuming you've met someone who played Magaluf.
I've met Matthew Wood,
Okay.
the guy that voices Magaluf.
Now, the main reason why I picked Magaluf is just for name.
I should have mentioned that to him. I should have mentioned, do you know Magaluf? I wonder if he would have known. He probably would have. He's a Star Wars buff. He would have known Magaluf.
Who on
Um,
Wikipedia quoted as just saying "what the."
well, yeah. That's and there's actually an audio file here.
There is.
I wonder if we could play that in the
What does
get
it
that to
say?
actually play. Can you listen? Is that it?
It is him saying "what the." You can barely.
Can you hear him say it?
You can barely hear him.
Let me listen to that again. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, I can hear him.
It mainly is just like speed.
It's very processed. It kind of sounds like the noise of a ship almost. So you kind of
Yeah,
confuse
you
it.
pretty much just hear the speeders and that's it. But right in the background, you can hear Magaluf.
He goes, "What the?" Ready? There you go. There he is. It's Magaluf.
Magaluf.
Should we try and put that into every further Star Wars episode? Work the Magaluf what the in there.
It's Magaluf.
Quick, you gotta say something crazy, quick. Say something crazy, quick.
I don't like steak.
we
That's not massively crazy, but I don't.
should try and work that in. I sure do hope that came across in the recording because
If not, I'll add it in. It's fine.
yeah, great. Okay, my next pick, I think actually Magaluf has to take it as the best character. I know we don't often assign the best character, and it's always one of yours for some weird reason.
I just know where to look, man.
I think Magaluf has to take it, to be honest. Magaluf has to take it. My next character, I wanted a sequel trilogy character.
Yeah. Are we on honorable
So-
mentions? Yeah, I've forgotten where we are.
Oh yes, well, I think we're on honorable mentions now.
Right.
Right, I'll go first.
Yeah.
This isn't a sequel trilogy character. This is a character from Rogue One.
Okay.
Because I realise. Do you know that right now Rogue One is the #1 film on Disney Plus?
Is it?
Yes, because Andor just finished,
Correct.
and so Andor runs right up to
It does.
the start of Rogue
It
One.
will do.
So people are watching Rogue One after they've watched Andor, like just immediately after. So that's why Andor is now really, Andor and Rogue One are now really popular. But I wanted a character from Rogue One, and this character kind of popped up on social media after the the third run of episodes
Okay.
from Andor, right? And this is Magva Yarrow.
Magva Yarrow.
And Magva Yarrow, she's a member of the Partisans,
Okay.
and a militia group led by Saw Gerrera, as you know.
Yep.
And she's a forward spotter for the Cavern Angel Squadron, which is a squadron within the Partisans. And she was on the moon of Jeddah and 1BBY when Jin and K2 and Cassian arrived. And Yarrow was there when Jeddah City was destroyed by the Empire's Death Star, and which caused a shockwave which killed Gerrera and several Partisans. We don't know if she died
Yep.
during the destruction of Jeddah City, but the big thing about Magva Yarrow is she's from Gorman,
Okay.
and she's actually a survivor of the Gorman massacre,
Okay.
which is what we see happening in Andor.
Yep.
So that's kind of why people from social media sort of noticed this character and started talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my honorable mention. This is Magva Yarrow, and I just want to, give her a minute in the sun. The fact that she was from Gorman, and now the Gorman massacre back then. This was like 2016, 2015 when Rogue One came out.
Yeah.
The Gorman massacre was like a mention in a Rebels episode and nothing more. And now it's been expanded into this huge thing that takes up, several episodes of Andor. Really great television. And now Magva Yarrow sort of became disillusioned with Mon Mothma's attempt at making a rebel alliance and join the Partisans,
Yep.
led by Saw Gerrera, who was much more brutal in war fighting against the Empire. And she became a forward spotter for the Cavern Angels X-Wing Squadron, part of the Partisans. They used the black X-Wings. And she was the gunner on the forward weapon of their U-Wing. And she was, of course, there during the events of Rogue One.
Correct.
She uses a DH-17 blaster rifle. You like that? And she first appeared in the 2016 anthology of Rogue One, and she was first named in the Ultimate Visual Guide by Pablo Hidalgo,
Very nice.
who works on the story group for Star Wars. So there we go. And we can actually credit someone. She was portrayed by Sabine Crossan. Shout out to you, Sabine Crossan, for playing Magva Yarrow. I would have loved if this character was in Andor. I know that's crazy, because it's been like more than 10 years or something like that, 2025, is my math right? I'm bad at math. But I would have loved to have seen Magva Yarrow, maybe a cameo in Andor or something. That would have been neat. Your honourable mention, Corey.
Correct. My honourable mention. I'm sticking with Rogue One.
Mm-hmm. Love Rogue One.
Yeah, I'm not going for Pow, the long named
Yes.
character. I'm instead going for someone that I've pretty much picked purely on design purposes. And that is it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that's Casin Bog.
Pardon?
Casin Bog.
Casin Bog.
Casin Bog.
Casin Bog.
Casin Bog.
Okay, what can you tell me about this fella?
He hasn't got a head.
Okay. Is that Bog with 2 G's?
No, just one.
Okay. He doesn't have a head.
Doesn't have a head.
Casin Bog.
Casin Bog.
Of course it is. I think you've one up yourself here. If this guy says what the... No, he
It
doesn't.
doesn't say what.
Okay. Maybe he's not as good as Magaluf then.
No, he's not.
But they do call him Rufu.
Correct. He was put together by Dr. Cornelius Everzan.
Yes.
And basically, re-put together with a, what is it? It says it on it.
He's got the death sentence on 12 systems.
Yes, Wikipedia says somewhere what he's got on his head.
This guy's got a massive article.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it?
He's got a big article to say... Flipping heck. I don't even know this guy. He's got a huge article.
It's full of stuff, including him having a fight with a worm god.
Yeah, bloody hell. There he is, and look, he's literally in the teaser trailer for... They didn't even use any of the footage in the trailers of Rogue One. There he is, look, behind that guy.
So, yeah,
There we go. The trailer scene featuring Bog was not used in the final release of the film.
Yeah, here he is, Mr. Bog.
Yes. I think you found a blind here, Corey. This is great.
Who, like I say, basically has no head, he's got a cybernetic thing on it. Which design-wise is great. I'm surprised I didn't use it more.
He looks unique.
He does.
He kind of looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain.
A little bit.
A bit like Kang, I
Okay,
think.
that's funny, yeah.
Yeah. He's very Kang, this guy.
He also, he does have legs, but they're robot legs. For some reason, the surgeon decided to keep his stomach part.
Yeah, Dr. Everzan, yeah.
Who, by the way, Dr. Everzan has made some intro, because he made a half human, half droid thing, I think, at one point.
Yes.
So it's like someone's mouth, but then it's got a disc above the mouth. It's a weird looking thing.
Well, he is a wanted man.
He is.
He's got the death sentence on 12 systems, and you should be careful. Or you'll be dead! You'll be dead! I don't know if that's a good impression. I'd probably do better. But this guy's got... You know what? If you're going out of your way, listeners, read this guy's wiki account.
Yeah.
of Casey Bog, because
That's
wow,
it.
he's got a lot about him.
That's it. Everzan and Barber made the decraniated.
Yeah, they're decraniated. Yeah, yeah,
Called.
and they've
Yeah.
got like computers on their heads or
Yep.
something.
But yeah, there's
Yeah,
Casey Bog.
they're in Solo. I know they're in Solo.
Which again, also interesting name.
Mm.
Specifically, Bog.
Bog, yes, Bog. And for my going past Bog,
Yeah, this is your
we,
number one.
yes, my number one is from the sequel trilogy,
Okay.
and I wanted a sequel trilogy character.
Okay.
This guy's got a very short bio,
Yep.
but he's got a strong name and a strong look, and that's what I like. From Bestine 4, it's Yipsit.
Yipsit.
Yipsit. That's right. He's got big goggles and a big fluffy head and little teeth.
Yipsit.
He's called Yipsit. He's a Sharkarin mechanic. He's from Bestian, and he's in the Resistance, and he's on Asian Kloss, and he's helping
How are
to
you spelling Yipsit?
fix Yipsit. Well, it's Yipsit, one word.
Okay.
Yipsit.
Okay, I put in two P's, and all I'm getting
Okay.
on Google is Anakin's Yippee.
Yippee! Yippee!
Yeah, there we go. That's Yipsit.
Yipsit. Yipsit. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Yip. You tell you what, Yippee. It's no what the from Magaluf, is it? Though.
Yeah, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is the only appearance there. There we are.
Yep, his only appearance. 2019. Yes, indeed. Compared to Case in Bog, very short. And he's from the reference book Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, again by Pablo Hidalgo. So Yips just does what it says on the tin. Nice mechanic here. You want Yips fixing your ship?
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm start rapping then. Yips it, fixing your ship, sit.
Yeah.
Don't shit it with Yips it, you know.
Right.
You're number one, Corey.
My number one, again, is probably not as good as Bog.
Okay.
You
Should have gone with Bog.
Maybe Bog should have been number one.
Mm.
I will admit, behind the scenes, Bog was a very late find. I literally found him while googling other stuff like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But this is something I didn't think of, and it just came up. And I'll get because spoiler: my weekly rec ties into how I found most of these.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, Star Wars, right? As humans, right, we like pets, yeah.
Yes.
Kind of
Yeah.
pets,
Sure.
you know, dogs and cats and horses and whatever. Turns out Star Wars has dogs as well,
Okay. Yes.
but it's you can't have a normal dog in Star Wars. It's not gonna see a pug or a German Shepherd.
Right.
Instead, you're gonna see.
I wonder. I don't know where this is going, Corey.
You're gonna see a dog that is merged with a frog.
Right.
There's a species called frog dog.
Right.
Specifically, I am talking about Bubo, or
Boobo the frog dog.
Boobiocular, the frog dog.
Right.
Jabba the Hutt's frog dog,
Okay.
who is a weird looking.
Impossible to Google this name. Try spelling Boobio Cool. Don't even tell me how it's spelled. I'm just going to type frog dog.
Just type in frog. It'll come up. I think he's the only frog dog that is existing in universe, unfortunately.
Apparently there's an at in frog dog, so I think you've been. He's in Skeleton Crew, a show that we haven't reviewed.
Nope.
But a show I have seen. So there is a frog dog that does exist elsewhere, but that is a frog dog.
It is a frog dog, yeah. So appearances for frog dogs in general is Star Wars, the original trilogy graphic novel, Star Wars Adventures,
Yep.
Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi Flashback, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Galaxy's Edge, Black Spire, which is an audiobook,
Yep.
and Star Wars Datapad.
Yes.
It's just a weird looking thing.
Well, funny you mention having a pet,
Oh god.
because in Skeleton Crew,
Yeah.
the frog dog is actually walked by an Ithorian.
Great.
So you can have a pet frog dog if you like.
But yeah, all I know of Bubo is that he's Jabba's dog,
Right. Yes.
who is very aggressive. And in and in canon, from the looks of it, someone called Reese,
Yes, I do know Reuse.
essentially Frog Dog did not like him. So Frog Dog
Mhm.
kept, because I think he was trying to kill Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
So Frog Dog kept sabotaging the attempts to kill Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
So Reese and Frog Dog are mortal enemies.
Reese is a guy that hangs around Jabba's palace. He's a Gran that hangs around Jabba's palace.
Yeah, so he was constantly saving Jabba the Hutt by stopping Reese from
Right.
trying
Okay.
to
Reese.
Jabba the Hutt.
Sure. Sure.
This is a weird looking thing.
If you actually to connect to Reese, if you actually read Reese's canon bio, it lists him as was the guy responsible for watching Bubo.
If or you also go on Bubo's Wikipedia on the canon page, if you scroll down
Right.
to behind the scenes, you can see someone puppeting Bubo. Which
Yes.
consists of basically someone in a whole suit and her legs just sticking out the bottom of it.
Okay. I like how Bubo is listed as having equipment.
He does, yeah. He apparently does a circular golden dog tag.
Yes.
Great.
Here we go. There's someone doing some kind of interpretive dance routine here with a giant frog dog mounted on top of them.
Yep.
I like how there's a real dog in the picture.
Yeah, there is. I didn't notice that.
As if they need a reference. As if they need a reference for what a dog looks like or does.
Well, it's a perfect. It's the exact same. Can't tell what
Yeah, look, it's like that meme where there's the golden retriever just sat happily, and then next to the golden retriever there's the massive werewolf statue. Have you seen that one?
I've seen that one, I think, yeah.
It looks like that. We should show that image and also this as well, the Bubo costume. Oh, that's fantastic! I think you've won again, Corey, on this. You've pulled a blinder again.
Frog Dog also appears in The Odyssey of Star Wars, an epic poem.
Yes, with an epic poem with the frog dog. Frog dog, Bog, and Magaloof have won out here. I think, Corey.
Also, random thing that I forgot to mention. Just to add to this, TK421 Reactor also played Darth Vader's hands in the Starfighter randomly.
Nice. Okay.
Forgot to mention that.
Darth Vader's hands. He's a stormtrooper in Darth Vader's hands. Nothing else. Listen there. Listen here. Now, our weekly Rex this week. Shall I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I've been rewatching Star Wars Rebels, and one of the things that were brought into canon, obviously a lot of things from Legends was brought into canon. We've had a few characters that have been Legends and now canon on this list.
Yep.
But one of the things that were brought into canon was the TIE Defender.
Yes. Okay.
Do you know the TIE Defender?
I do know a TIE Defender, yes.
And do you know there was actually a Lego set of the TIE Defender?
I did not know there was a Lego set of a TIE Defender.
Oh, well, there you go, see? There is a Lego set of the TIE Defender, and it is Lego 8087, if you're interested. It's been retired since, set 304. It is the TIE Defender, and it came with one TIE Fighter pilot and one Stormtrooper.
Very nice.
Yes, that's right. And it's a cool looking set. Of course, it has been retired now, so you can't really get one. Well, you can if you've got 376 British pounds.
Like the set on Amazon, yeah.
Yes, you can, unless you've got 218 pounds for this flimsy ass model. Yeah, and this was in that era of Lego where they just started building just EU stuff.
Yeah.
Like they made the TIE Crawler, which is like a TIE tank. They made this. They made the Rogue Shadow. They just made loads of really interesting Legends concepts. And they made like the TIE drone and stuff like that. Really, really interesting. But yeah, this is the TIE Defender Lego set. And even though I don't own this Lego set, I do own a TIE Fighter, if that counts. I own a TIE Interceptor, and that's about it. But it is close. It's a distant cousin of the TIE Defender. But yeah, I'm just going to recommend this set. Just have a look at it. You know, the cockpit spins like it does in canon. It's fun. And yeah, I'd love to own this set someday if I've ever got the money for it. But I'm a big fan of the TIE Defender. Of course, it's a progeny of Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's a project that Thrawn has in canon. So yes, I like the TIE Defender, and I'm putting it here. I'm going to give it as far as I can give a Lego set that I don't own, I'll give it 7 out of 10.
Very nice.
Your go, Corey.
So, as I alluded to, what I'm recommending is how I found most of these characters, which was scrolling through YouTube and typing in Star Wars background characters and looking at Reddit threads and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered by doing this that there is a specific name that is given to like obscure Star Wars characters.
Oh yes, it's this name. Yes.
Now,
I believe what Corey's referencing here is, and say it with me, Corey,
yeah,
Glupshito.
which is the
Yes,
name.
Glupshito.
So I watched a 1 hour 40-minute video, which is just someone going through various different Glupshitos.
Right. Well, I think we all have the. I think our lists are entirely Glupshitos, Corey. Personally.
And there's some interesting ones on there. Not all of them live action, so obviously not all of them would qualify.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are some interesting ones on there.
Mhm.
And it's an enjoyable watch because it points out that you think there's some weird ones in canon that exist.
Yes.
And then it points out some ones in Legends and ones that aren't canon, and it's like, okay, that exists.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, obviously Luke Skywalker exists. Then you've got Luke Skywalker.
Luke with 2 U's.
Which then has Luke with 3 U's that exists.
Yes.
Because why not?
Sure. And what's this video for people who want to watch it?
It's Weird Star Wars Characters Iceberg Explained by Vavomchar TV.
Okay.
That's what I watched.
Great.
And it talks all about Glubshitos.
So there we go. What would you rate this video,
I'd
Corey?
give it an 8 out of 10. Whack it on the
Excellent.
background if you want to learn about random Star Wars people.
Glupshitos.
Yeah. About, like Mr. Bones. He's on
Do you know how the Glupshito meme came to be?
I don't. I just assume it's because that's what it sounds like. It just
It
sounds
came
like a Star
from
Wars name.
no. Listen. It came from an announcement, I believe. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It's a fairly recent meme.
Okay.
It came from the announcement that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie was featuring the character of Garazeb Aurelios from Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Which sounds like nothing to people who don't know what that is.
Yes.
Don't know who Zeb is, right? From Rebels. Zeb's a Rebels character voiced by Steve Bloom. And there was an announcement. There's a tweet that says Garazeb Aurelios is confirmed for the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
And then there's a subtweet above that says Star Wars fans when oh my god Glupshito is in whatever, right?
Yep.
I believe that's where it's come from.
I'm looking up right now. It looks like you are correct.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. It says Zeb will appear in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then yeah, it looks like that. And it says in the Know Your Meme article, which we always like to consult when you go to Know Your Meme, it is a fake name used online for returning Star Wars characters. Origin: every time a new Star Wars movie or show is announced, all the fans are like, "Oh my god, Glupshito is back." Glupshito is back. And if this isn't the title to this episode, if it's not called Glupshito is back, Corey.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. Alright. Thank you very much for listening and watching To The Real Show. May the Force be with you. It is a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.